Yes, Casanovians. Alright, how to meet girls at the gym. So this topic was requested by a Casanovian on Instagram. So he DM'd me, he was like, Kristian, there's some absolute worldies at my gym. How do I approach them? Like, how do I go about initiating things? So I'm gonna share the method which has worked for me, which has worked for my clients, and hopefully will work for you as well. So super simple, like stupidly simple. I'm gonna take you through the entire process, and by listening to this live stream all the way through, you are going to be able to approach girls at the gym and make things happen with them with relative ease. So let's just get into it. The idea, right? The idea behind this is you ideally want to become casual friends first, right? The ideology is you are going to become recurring crossover characters in each other's lives. Yeah, usually when guys think about approaching girls at the gym, they have this gun-ho mentality. They almost treat it the same as the street, where it's like, right, see a girl that I like, go straight in, try and have a 5-minute conversation, and then go for the close. Yeah, but it's all about testing the water with this. All right, so let's say you're a guy and you're going to the gym in Leeds at the moment, because this is where I used to run my, let's call it, gym game, right? Let's say you're a regular at this current gym, yeah? You wanna meet the girls at the gym. What you want to do to start off with is planting seeds. All right, this is about planting seeds, testing the water, gauging for a girl's receptivity. So the first time you see a girl at your gym who you want to speak to, there's two ways you can go about it. You either wait for her to give you a signal of interest, right? So therefore, the approach becomes a warm approach rather than a cold approach. So maybe this is a girl who has she's looked at you, yeah, she's held the gaze longer than necessary. Maybe she's training with a friend, and every time she sees you, she nudges her friend, they both look, maybe they laugh or smile. Or maybe this girl does the thing that girls do when they're into a guy at the gym, and they'll follow you around the gym, right? If you're on a machine, 2 minutes later, there she is, and you go over to the free weight section, and then you can see her in the mirror. She's got close to you. Like these are indicators of interest, yeah. Like they're indicators that the girl in question is into you. And this obviously makes the approach a lot easier because you're able to experience success in advance, yeah, going over and actually starting a conversation. But let's say she's not give you any indicators of interest, right? Let's say it's a new girl at your gym, you've just seen her and you want to approach her, and you don't want to wait for these indicators of interest, right? So let's say it's going to be a cold approach, right? All you do when you see a girl who you like at your gym is you're just going to break the ice through a really simple question. All right. So, what I would do at my gym in Leeds when I was there, if I saw a girl that I liked at my gym, I would just go over and I would just ask her, yo, how many sets have you got left on this machine? Or, how many sets have you got left, like if she's doing squats or something? And what you want to do after you've asked this question, right? So how many sets have you got left? You want to extend the conversation beyond this question. So what I used to do was, yo, how many sets have you got left here? I'd say it with a smile on my face as well, right? Yo, how many sets have you got left? Yeah, I saw you going pretty heavy, so like I didn't want to catch you at the wrong moment. I'm saying it with a smile on my face, right? And usually they're very open, they're very receptive. As long as you are looking as good as possible, you've got good social skills, you're making good eye contact, you're making the girl feel comfortable, this works, right? So, yo, how many sets have you got left on here? Yeah, I could see you're going pretty heavy, so I didn't want to catch you at the wrong moment. And then what I would do is get her first name at this point, right? So it's how many sets have you got left? Yeah, I saw that you're going pretty heavy, so I didn't want to catch you at the wrong moment. What's your name? Right? So then we'd exchange names, right? And that's all I would do for this particular interaction. Right now, I've got her first name, and we're on first name basis. Yeah, I leave it there for that particular session. I get on with the rest of my workout, and then The next time that I see this girl, I greet her by her first name. So let's say she's called Emily. Yeah. So as soon as and you want to be fast with this in terms of the next time that you see her, you don't want to let like 30 minutes elapse. As soon as you see her, this is just what I used to do. This is what worked for me. So as soon as I see Emily on the second occasion, maybe it's like 5 days later, I'll just go over, right? I'll be like, Emily, how are you? Like, how was your weekend? Like, what did you get up to? Now share like a little bit about what I did at the weekend, find out what she did, just like a little bit of banter back and forth. Remember, recurring crossover characters, excuse me, in each other's lives. Yeah, you are casual friends first, and the second time that I approach her, I'm assuming that familiarity. Yeah, I'm assuming that attraction. So it's like, yo, and using the first name is important. She's most likely forgot your name, and you can play with this. So I'll be like, yo, Emily, how are you? Like, how's your weekend? I bet you forgot my name, haven't you? If she hasn't forgotten, it's fine. But it doesn't really matter what they say. Like, anything can become playful, and the energy that you're giving off it's very playful. It's very lighthearted. It's very, I want you, but I don't need you. It's very much like this is my playground. Yeah, we're just having fun, and this conversation is lifting my spirits. So like, this is the energy that's being conveyed. The energy is super important. Yeah, this I want you, but I don't need you, lighthearted energy, and then I'm not closing on the second time either. So you'll see with the gym approaching, I'm really playing a long game here. And this is something that you can do with multiple girls as well. It doesn't just have to be that one girl, Emily. And I'm going to get into this a little bit later on, because after I've explained this, I'm going to drop some like serious sauce, which is going to just like change gym game for you entirely. So get buzzed for that. And then on the third occasion, right? So let's say I met Emily. I'm like, yo, how many sets have you got left here? Oh, you were going pretty heavy, so I didn't want to disturb you. Then the second time is Emily, how are you? How's your weekend going? And then on the third occasion, this is when I will extend an invitation. So really the framework in my mind as I'm thinking now is ignite, nurture, invite, right? Ignite, nurture, invite. Ignite, nurture, invite. So ignite is basically starting that interaction. Yeah, maybe you ignited her curiosity and that led to the warm approaching, or you just approached her cold approach, right? You've ignited a relationship with this girl, right? Ignite, you've opened. Nurture, so keeping this relationship going just through very light-hearted, light touch, low investment conversations like, yo, Emily, how are you? How's your weekend been? You looking good? What's the plan for the weekend? Just like, just simple basic stuff like this. This is not complicated, nor should it be made complicated. And then the third phase of this framework is the invitation. All right, so we're already casual friends at this point, and then the third time that I see Emily, this is when I'm gonna invite her into something that I'm already doing. And this is key, right? Like when it comes to meeting girls at your gym, I didn't want to burn the bridges, right? I wanted it to remain casual. So any sort of like, oh, I've got a boyfriend, oh, I'm not available, like any of that, it's not going to affect my overall state, because it's very light touch, right? So the third time that I see Emily, this is when I'm going to invite her into something that I'm already doing. So the third time is like, yo, Emily, how are you? How's your weekend been? Oh, cool. What have you got planned for this weekend? Oh, you're going to go to you're going to Greek Street to go for cocktails. Nice. Yeah. Me and my friends are probably going to be around Greek Street as well. Yeah, it'd be cool. Like, it'd be cool if we did something together. Like, are you on Instagram? So the third time, I prefer closing with Instagram, right? If you're not already building a solid, compelling Instagram profile, like I didn't like to close with WhatsApp. Like it felt too much just for me at the gym. Like I wanted to just keep everything lighthearted, and also like just having a compelling Instagram, it makes your life so much easier, right? So much easier, because the profile can do the talking on your behalf. If you've got a solid Instagram profile, she's getting more invested in like these light touch conversations. The Instagram is doing a lot of the work on your behalf. You can use my Instagram as just like, I'm not claiming to have a perfect Instagram profile, but it does the job, right? So at Kristian Magician, you can have a look at my particular landing page, which I've essentially turned into a portfolio which projects pre-selection. But anyway, that's a different thing. But I'm essentially inviting Emily into something I'm already doing. So I know she's going to Greek Street, which is like a street in Leeds where a lot of the bars are. So I'm like, oh, cool, Greek Street. Yeah, I'll probably end up around there myself as well. I'm going to go out with some friends to one of the bars, wherever. Might go to the Alchemist, might go to like Lost and Found, wherever the fuck the bars are in, in Leeds. I've not been that city for a little while. But then this is where I just take like her Instagram, right? So we're already casual friends at this point. So I just be like, yo, you on Instagram? And I'm assuming the clothes at this point as well. I don't know if I've talked to you boys about assuming the clothes, but it's actually really powerful. So rather than, you know, when you just go in for the clothes, like rather than asking like, or rather than doing all that bullshit that I used to do, like, oh, listen, the reason that I've come over to you is because I find you attractive. So another time, let's go out for all this blah, blah bullshit. I'll just be like, yo, are you on Instagram? And I'm already pulling my phone out my pocket as I'm saying it. You can do it with WhatsApp as well. If you're adamant you want to use WhatsApp, just be already pulling your phone out your pocket. You're assuming the clothes, right? If you're just like, are you on Instagram, and you're just looking at her while you're doing this, there's like this, do you understand, like the energy is different? But if you're already taking it out, it shows confidence in your ability to get the close. Like the close is assumed, so it's basically 100% close rate. So like, oh, you on Instagram, right? You exchange Instagrams. You're already casual friends at this point. You know what her plans are for the weekend. So there's a good chance, if you're in the city of Leeds, like this is just an example, there's a good chance that you're probably going to bump into each other on your night out. Maybe you're in Manchester, maybe you're in York, maybe you're in Newcastle, wherever you are. You've now got her on Instagram. And the reason why I prefer closing with Instagram when it comes to girls at the gym is because you might not be able to actually make something happen on that weekend night. It might happen like a week later or 2 weeks later or a month later. But the reason why Instagram is so powerful is because of the stories feature, right? You can follow each other's stories. And if that girl from the gym is into you, what I would typically do is when I go out on a night out and I've got like, she's most likely out as well in the same city, I'll just post a few pictures on my story of the particular bar that I'm in. And what often happens, especially when it's a night out as well and alcohol's involved and like people are just out for a good time, it's like they'll be checking their phone. And then if a girl sees my location, because I'll put the location there as well, what will often happen is the girls will then start responding to your stories, and effectively they will start chasing you. Like, I think you can do this on WhatsApp. Like there's WhatsApp stories, but I mean, who even uses WhatsApp stories? I don't trust people who use WhatsApp stories, man. But that's the beautiful thing about Instagram, right? So you're casual friends at this point. You've now got each other's Instagram. You're following each other's stories, and then she might respond to your stories like, oh, she might be like, I'm 10 minutes away, or maybe I'll respond to her story. So if I'm at a bar and I know the bar she's at, I'll just like respond to her story being like, come here. Yeah, just like something so basic like that. Like none of this needs to be difficult. Like when you're responding to girls' stories on Instagram, just keep it below 5 words. Like say less than what is necessary. Just like, come here. Yeah, like if you know where she is, you can see on her story where she is, just be like, come here. And she's like, like what's happening? It's like, just be like, fun. And then, this is just like super simple stuff. But I hope you're understanding the framework here. Like this actually works. And I hope that you can digest on a logical level the bulletproof method, like the bulletproof blueprint here. Yeah, you're casual friends, you're striking up a few conversations, you get on first name basis, nurture that relationship just through quick fire conversations. Emily, how are you? How's your weekend going? Cool, you're looking good. What are you doing this weekend? Oh, nice. Me and my friends, we're gonna go to the Lost and Found. You should bring your friends with you as well. And she's like, oh, I'm not sure if we're gonna go there. Yeah, no problem. Just, you're on Instagram though, yeah? Pulling the phone out. Great, let's just exchange Instagrams, and then wherever we're at, like maybe we can link up. It's just very, I want you, but I don't need you, low touch. You can run this on multiple girls at your gym as well, because the energy you're giving off is not so much I'm here to seduce, it's I'm here just to be social. Yeah, like I'm just talking to everybody. Like I'm being a witness to the beauty, as Zan would say, and this mindset of just seducing the world, right? Like there's a beautiful girl, Yo, how many sets have you got left here? What's your name? Cool. Yeah, I didn't want to like I didn't want to like mess like mid set. You're going pretty heavy. Just nurture, right? Ignite, nurture, invite, right? Ignite, nurture, invite. Yeah, and leveraging Instagram, like that is the secret weapon here. I'm not saying you can't do WhatsApp, but I've just found Instagram to be a more congruent way of closing at the gym. When I was in Brazil, I think it depends on location as well, because when I was living in Rio at the start of last year, I found it very easy to close girls on the first conversation, but that's more because I was leveraging the foreign factor. Like in Rio, I was a rarity. And also as well, I found that in Brazil, the culture, like the gym culture, like the gym was, it was just that place where you met people. Like it was just normal, yeah. And girls would be, so like you'd go in Rio, you just go over to a girl, like how many sets have you got left, and they just know. Like they just know instantly why you've come over, and you can just be like, Instagram, and it's just like it's very easy to make things happen in Rio at the gym. But this is me giving you the blueprint for, like, let's just say the UK or maybe the US or whatever. But does that make sense so far? Yeah, this is a very simple method. One thing I will say before I drop even more sauce is, I think if you're someone who still can't approach on the street, get that taken care of first. I don't think the gym environment is for beginners, because I think you need some skin in the game to know how to navigate these relationships with the feminine. I think if you are completely new to cold approach, start off on the streets, because the streets are going to teach you everything that you need to know. With the gym, you've got like a closed environment. So basically, if you fuck it up and you just go super direct with a girl in your gym, like, do you get what I'm saying? I think it's better to get your skin in the game on the streets and then transfer your learning over to the gym when you feel ready. So I would say, like, for me, spend the first 90 days street approaching, and then you can transition to the gym environment. I think otherwise, if you're inexperienced and you don't know what you're doing, you run the risk of burning the gym to the ground. Like, I saw that happen in my gym when I was in Leeds. Like, there was a few guys in there who just didn't know how to interact with women, like, full stop. And they would just do like creepy shit. Like, you could just tell, like, they were just like following the girls around the gym. They would position themselves next to the girl, and the girl knew what was going on. Like, the guys didn't even like go over and like explicitly approach them, but the girl could just tell. Do you know what I mean? She was just like looking at the guy, being like, bro, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you following me? Like, I just want to get on with my workout. So yeah, that's a caveat. I would say, like, gym approaching, in my mind anyway, feels a bit more advanced, but sure, life, do what you want to do. But yeah, the secret sauce really that I wanted to drop. I have made a podcast about this. The OG Casanovians will know about Wayne. So yeah, I call this the Wayne effect. So I've got a podcast titled Wayne's World. So Wayne essentially was this guy who used to go to my gym in Leeds, and I learned a lot about, let's just call it game, especially gym game, from Wayne, but unintentionally. Like, he was what you would just call a natural, right? Like, I was learning through osmosis. Yeah, like, he didn't sit me down and be like, Kristian, this is how you meet people at the gym. I was just watching him. Like, I was learning through observing. Essentially, Wayne had unreal aura. You know, when I'm talking to you boys about aura, this ability to compel people without needing to say a word, like emotionally intoxicating people through your energy, through your charm, through your charisma. Wayne had high aura, right? Every time he stepped into the gym, like, the energy of the room just changed, right? Like, everyone loved Wayne. Why do you think everyone loved Wayne, right? Just for some context, Wayne was he was about 5'4" in his 50s. Nothing like strikingly special about his physicality. He just had this 50-year-old bloke who's about 5'4", right? Nothing special. If you saw him walking down the street, you probably wouldn't even notice him. However, in this environment, in this relative kingdom, Wayne, I would even go as far as to say that Wayne had even greater value than the personal trainers, you know. So there's like, usually in the environments you go to, there's like a hierarchy of value. In the gym, typically the personal trainers are like sitting at the top of the totem pole. But in the gym, like in this gym environment, like Wayne was king, yeah. The reason why everybody loved Wayne was because Wayne loved everybody in that gym. Right? Like, that was his secret. He talked to everybody. He just talked to everybody. He knew everyone's name. Everyone loved Wayne because Wayne loved everybody. It's like Zan says, a man who loves women is loved by women. A person who loves people is loved by people, right? I explained in a previous live stream, the reason why people don't like you is not necessarily because you're weird, it's because you're not valuable enough. One of the easiest ways to become more valuable is to become a source of pleasure, to make people feel good. Yeah, this is what people want. People want to feel witnessed. People want to feel important. People want to feel good. Yeah, like people want to feel good. This is what Wayne gave to people in that gym, right? People absolutely adored him. And he would just go over to everybody and just have these quick fire conversations. And it was done in a way where he wasn't interfering. Like, he just knew. He had this sixth sense, like, when was the best time to approach somebody. Like, I remember the first time that he approached me. And this was when I was like, you know, I was living in Leeds. I was on my journey, you know, like fucking becoming more fuckable, learning cold approach. And it just took me aback. Like, I was like, bro, there's levels to this game. Like, I need to learn from this guy. Like, he just approached me, like, very disarming as well, like super, just like the smile on his face. He was just like, I can't remember what he said. He's like something like, oh brother, like I've been trying to approach. No, he didn't use the word approach, but I've wanted to speak to you for a while now. You're always looking good when you come in here, but I never found the right moment because you're always like super dialed in. But then, you know, introduce himself. My name's Wayne. Like, what's your name? Like, just basically running the system that I'm teaching you. Like, getting the first name basis, some light-hearted, quick fire conversation, and then the next time that he met me, he just like, you know, when you, it's just like, yeah, he just like use my name, like it's just nice, you know what I mean? Like, people like to be called by their first name. It's like, Kristian, how are you? And this energy that he had, it was like, because Wayne spoke to everybody in my gym, right? It wasn't weird that he approached you. Yeah. And I think like this is like supernatural level. And I think we can all learn from this. Like, the fact that he talked to everybody. It doesn't matter if it was like the prettiest girl at the gym. It didn't matter if it was one of the cleaners or the personal trainers. He would also like connect people together as well. So like, if he was speaking to one girl and then there was another girl who he just met, he would then make the connection, and then these two girls would become friends, and then, you know, they'd be having this like three-way triangular conversation. Obviously then Wayne gains even more value because now he's a social connector. Like, really, what I'm getting across here is talk to everybody, right? The more people you talk to, the more people are going to like you. And there is an art form to it as well. Like, you don't want to get on people's nerves because, you know, people are at the gym because they want to train, but I never saw any bad reaction. And also, whenever I spoke to Wayne, like, it made my workout better as well. Like, it just gave me these social endorphins, and it was nice. Do you know what I mean? It felt like this community feel. But I think if you have this in mind, right, if you're someone who can just open everybody, talk to everybody, then it no longer becomes weird anymore, right? Like, if you see a girl that you like, it's like people will see, and it's like, oh yeah, it's just Wayne, that's what he does, right? It's just Wayne, it's what he does, right? It's like his radical action and his irrational optimism and his lust for life, it basically gave him free reign over that environment. And I think this is the beautiful thing about owning the environment and dominating the environment through optimizing for being a source of pleasure. Like, it's leveraging your relative value, right? Like, if he was just walking down the street, then meh, like, it's just another guy. But in the gym, he's king because he's made himself king, yeah, by making people feel good. So, boys, that is a lot of value right there, like practical utility. I think it would be useful if we just did a recap, because I appreciate that's a lot, but really simple. When you are at your gym, it's a case of finding girls who you like. You can wait for them to give you a signal of interest. Therefore, it's a warm approach. So maybe she looks at you and holds the gaze. Maybe she's with a friend, nudges a friend, they start smiling, or maybe she's following you around the gym. Any indicator that you get, err on the side of optimism, and then just go over. You could just go over with a smile at this point. Like, if you already know that she likes you, it's like I was telling that story when I was in Cyprus about the girl that I met in my gym. Like, I knew as soon as I walked into the gym, we made a little bit of eye contact. I could tell she was into me. And then when I was on like the row machine and she was stood in front of me, I could hear that the music on the bottom floor of the gym was no longer playing. So I just said to her, oh, it's quiet in here. So I just said something which sparked a conversation, right? So just saying something situational to spark a conversation. Oh, it's quiet in here, right? Super easy way to start the conversation. I'm just noticing what's happening in my environment and then using it, say with a smile on your face. Or if you just see a girl and you've not got any indicator of interest, just go over to test the water, yeah, engage for receptivity. Yo, how many sets have you got left on here? Cool, I could see you're going pretty hard, so I didn't want to disturb you. What's your name? Nice one. And then that's the first interaction, yeah? So ignite, nurture, invite. Ignite, nurture, invite. And then you're becoming casual friends, yeah, recurring crossover characters in each other's lives. Get the first name. The next time you see them, greet them on a first name basis. Sophie, how are you? Good to see you again. I bet you can't remember my name. That's nice. Like, we should go out for Mai Tai. No, don't actually say that. We should go out for Mai Tai. You can if you want. It depends what sort of like aura you've got. But, you know, just nurturing that relationship, quick fire conversations. Like, you know, how was your weekend? What are you doing this weekend? Oh, that's cool. Wait, what are you doing, Lise? Oh, cool. You're a dentist. That's nice. Yeah. I used to be a dentist when I was a little girl. And then, right, cool. Nice one. Have a good workout. And then the third time, yo, Sophie, how are you? How's your weekend going? What are you doing this weekend? Oh, cool. Yeah, you're going out for Mai Tais. Yeah, me and my friends are going to go out for Mai Tais as well. Don't worry, I'm not following you. Not yet. Anyway, how you got Instagram? Assuming the close. And then just using Instagram, using stories to nurture that further. And yeah, just invite her to a bar that you're already at. Invite her to something you're already doing. Maybe you plan on going axe throwing at the weekend. Like, oh yeah, me and my friends, I don't know if you've been axe throwing before. Me and my friends are going to go. You should come. You should bring your friends as well, right? And then it just becomes this fun, holistic, this fun, holistic process where you're this hyper-social guy who's talking to everybody, opening everybody with good, audacious... That's the best way to open. Just fun, audacious, carefree chat. You know, gauging receptivity, invite, and then remembering the power of the Wayne effect, which is just talking to everybody, just being that hyper social guy who leaves everybody better than he found them. It doesn't matter if it's the cleaner, the really hot girl, or the personal trainer, just talking to everybody, yeah, becoming the king of that environment, yeah, becoming the king of your reality. And yeah, this is, in my opinion, in my experience, this is the way that you meet people at the gym. Yeah, if it's a gym that you're a recurring customer at, then you don't want to shit where you eat, right? You don't want to shit where you eat. You don't want to burn it to the ground by just like direct cold approaching every single girl, being like, hi, excuse me, I just saw you from over the room, you look really nice. What I noticed about you, all this fucking bullshit. It's just being a normal guy and having normal conversations, yeah? So yeah, when I say, you know, don't shit where you eat, what I mean by that is I'm not saying don't approach girls at the gym, but I think it's just being aware, you know, just being mindful that if you fuck up the approach by going too direct too early, then, you know, you run the risk of tarnishing your workout as well. Because, you know, the last thing that you want is like running around your gym, direct cold approach in every single girl that you can see, and then they all reject you, and then you still have to go to that gym. Like, you could have multiple gym passes if you want to, but I think this way is far better, far smoother, and you're also learning a lot about social dynamics, about relative value, about playing the long game as well, like letting these things, like, you know, just like simmer on the hob. Do you know what I mean? Like not just like bulldozing straight in there, but playing the long game, having a little bit of patience, using Instagram. Like, you know, it's fun as well. You know, it's fun. It's fun to plant these seeds of value. And what can often happen as well is like you can meet a girl who's at your gym, and then you might have not even exchanged any Instagrams. You might have not even actually done any form of closing at the gym, but you could just bump into each other on a night out. Like, that's happened to me as well, where I've not even closed the girl. I've not even got to that stage yet. Maybe it was like after the second interaction. Yeah, maybe it was after the second interaction, we just happened to bump into each other on a night out. And it's like, oh my God, it's you. Like, it's that person from the gym. And like, you know, that's the thing as well. And that's why, you know, just taking your time with this stuff, like allowing these seeds of value to blossom into beautiful trees. And I'm hoping that you can see how this plays out. Yeah, become casual friends first, get on first name basis, become recurring crossover characters in each other's lives, and before you've even gone for any sort of close, you could bump into each other on a night out, right? You could bump into each other, you could be at the same bar, or you could be like on that transition from one bar to another. You might bump into each other in a nightclub, and it's like, boom, happy days. Yeah, you've already nurtured that relationship up until that point. And then the mindset is you're crescendoing towards the close. Yeah, crescendoing towards the close. Boys, I think that's been a lot of value. Like, I'm really happy with this live stream. I'm happy with all the live streams, but I think this one has been particularly good because I think I've supplied a lot of practical utility that you can actually implement and make yourself just 100% better, really. So yeah. So what do you do around here? Oh, well, I'm at the local cross stitch club. Oh, nice. Yeah, what do I think about cross stitch? Anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, no, I hope that you've taken a lot of value from this one, boys. Thank you for the DM on Instagram. I'm always happy to answer DMs from Casanovians. If you've got good questions, then I'm more than happy to answer and dedicate a live stream to you. So yeah, if you're watching this and you would like me to cover a question or a topic in particular, then DM me on Instagram at Kristian Magician with your question. I'm more than happy to dedicate a live stream to you. So yeah, boys, appreciate yous. It's Valentine's Day tomorrow, so hopefully you've watched my Valentine's Day video and you've actually gone out and tried that social experiment for yourself, and hopefully you've got yourself a beautiful date for tomorrow. Final thing from me, very soon, like in maybe less than 90 minutes time, I'm going to be dropping a new video onto YouTube with a Casanovian cult icon, like 6 p.m. UK time. I'm going to be dropping a certified classic, certified banger of a video, which I think is going to perform really well. I think it's going to provide you boys with a lot of value. If you're someone who's got a lot of anxiety towards approaching girls, who struggles with that initial resistance of just getting yourself in there, then this video is going to speak to you. I'm really happy with the video, so yeah, make sure you subscribe. You've got notifications turned on so you never miss a video. What do you think of this curtain here? Sexy, Anyway, listen, I love all of yous. I hope you have a fantastic Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday and the following day is Thursday. All days end with a Y, and the best berries are blue. So with that being said, I love yous, and I'll speak to you soon.